behind Share2See is to give users a taste of the content they are unlocking, because it really compels them to actually unlock that content and share it with their friends, versus traditional content locking, which basically completely obscures or hides the content completely. Okay, so with images, for instance, as you can see, I've got this image here which is hidden with Share2See, and it's using a black diamond style overlay, and you can change these styles, but you can see that you can actually see through the image to the through the overlay to the content. Okay, you can't really make out completely what it is, and basically that's very compelling, but when you hover over it, obscures it even further, but you can still see it. There's still that hint of it beckoning, calling to the person that's looking at the page, saying unlock me. Okay, so they're going to want to share this with their friends to see that content. For instance, if you had set of 3 or 4 images of a celebrity falling down, let's say you have 4, you've got 3 process of falling, 4 is the money shot with the celebrity's face smashing into the ground. You're going to lock that picture, okay, and people are going to go bonkers over it. They're going to kind of be able to see what's going on. They're going to kind of have an idea that that's the best picture out of the whole set, and they're going to want to unlock that, okay. Now, we basically took the same mindset with the text by blurring it out. Now, this is something that's pretty new. I actually had never seen a plugin that did this until I released Pin2See, which was a Pinterest locker. There may have been some other people doing it, but I hadn't seen it before. I know now there's another plugin available that does just this, and people were paying like $14 a pop for just being able to blur out the text. And mine goes further than that. You can blur the text. You can also have text pop out through it, so that you can see the text if you want to reveal some of it to make it even more enticing. Okay, and my plugin's cheaper. It does all this. It does images, it does video, it does container locking. So keep that in mind as you're looking over this. But basically, we want to show the user there's content here that you want to see, and by actually popping out pieces of it, you can reveal it to them, and they have a really good idea of what they're unlocking. They're not flying blind. They're not blindly sharing some random page with their friends. So it makes them feel a lot better, and it really, makes them eager to see what's behind the curtain, so to speak. Now, I did include container locking in here. This is kind of a legacy style content locking compared to the blur, but it is still viable, and some people still want to use it, and there are some circumstances where you would want to use that. And you can actually use this to lock several elements, like you can lock images and stuff inside of that, and it will completely encase it into that container until you unlock, and it will all expand. And then videos use the same concept, of course, as images, but with videos we want to basically show the user something that they're conditioned to already using, which, in this case a YouTube video, they're conditioned to, when they see that video, go press play. Okay, but as soon as they go to do that, it says, hey, this video is locked. Simply share the page with your friends to unlock it. And again, even when they're hovered over, they can still kind of make out the video behind there. Again, always keeping that subconscious element in your mind. There's content behind here. I want to see it. I'm going to unlock this. Okay, so let me just show you how it works. When you unlock something on the page, it's going to unlock all the content on this page. And there you go. All of it's visible. You can now see the image completely clear. The blurred text is no longer blurred. There was even a link in there which was blurred out. Okay, and the container basically had the same text as this, but it is now visible as well. And the video, now we can watch. Okay, so this is pretty powerful stuff. Let me go ahead and jump over into the back end, and I'll show you how this works. I've made an exact copy of this post with no locking done yet, so you can basically see how fast and easy it is, basically. Okay, all you want to do in order to lock something is you click it, and then click the corresponding button on here. This is image locking, this is video locking, this is blur text, obviously, and this is the container text. And then we've got the styles here, which I'll show you in a moment. But basically, in order to lock an image, all we got to do is click the image, click lock. Now it grays out so you can see that it's locked. and we're basically done there. When you go to publish the post, you do want to make sure that you enable Share2See for this post, okay? And then these are default messages, basically, and you can set these in the settings so that they show up the same in every new post. That way you don't have to go through and type this out every time. But we'll go ahead and just publish the post, and I will show it to you. Okay, so this is our page, and you can see that the image that we just locked inside the editor is now locked. Works perfectly. Now the video, is unlocked. So let's go ahead and lock that. Scroll down here, select the video block, okay, and lock video. It grays out. Update. We'll go ahead and refresh this, and now you can see the video is locked as well. Okay, so it's pretty much the same across the board, and I'll show you how to do the text real quick. We want to blur this text. We blur it. We'll want to container lock. Whoops, went too far here. Want to container lock this text. We'll container lock that. And then if you want to show through some of the text in black the way that the example is shown, basically you'll just select this text here, okay, and then you'll want to have your kitchen sink enabled, okay. So this is the kitchen sink button right here. If you don't have any other plugins, it's usually the furthest one on the right, but this is it right here. Click that. That'll enable all these extra buttons here, and this one is the image. The text color. Okay, so you just select this text that you want to be showing through. Drop it down, make it black or whatever color you want it to be. Press that again, and then heck, let's just make this a different color so you can see what basically how this is working. Okay, and then we'll update and refresh this page, and there you go. As you can see, I've got blurred text, everything that I selected and then colored in the WordPress editor is showing through. Okay, and keep in mind you can only select the text that you allow to reveal, so you can't just select this and copy and paste it or whatever. It's not going to work, okay? That's a good thing. You don't want your viewers to be able to see this unless they unlock it. So the only text that they can select is basically the text that you called out here to show them. Okay, and we'll just go ahead and do a like on this so you can see it works. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Now there is one thing on videos that I want to show you, and it's outlined in the top of the Share2See box here under the important header. When you're locking an externally hosted video, you have to enable transparency mode for the iframe, okay? Because since it's cross-domain, they've got to be able to say, hey, allow something to hover over this, okay? Each one is different. There's lots of different video hosts out there. The most popular one is YouTube. So basically, you'll want to grab your embed link from YouTube, not the share link, the embed link. Keep that in mind. Okay, and you'll use the iframe embed link here, and then you'll want to add this to the end of it right here. It's a question mark W mode equals transparent, and I've put that right here, so you'll always be able to see that. Whenever you're doing a video, make sure you add that to the end of the URL in here, and you will be good to go when you want to lock that. Okay, now I just want to show you real quick defaults. Tweets, for instance, when someone goes to tweet this, it doesn't just blast out the URL. It actually brings up a tweet box, and basically this allows you to pre-populate their tweet with something. You can make this whatever you want, and you can change this individually in each post, and then you can also set a default in the settings. Same thing with the headline message. This is what basically shows up here on a locked image, and we have it set as share this page with friends to unlock, but we can set that to anything we want. That way you can say, if you want to see this image, share it with friends, etc., whatever you want to say there. And then we've got a couple other features right here in each post that you can change. The URL, you can change to where basically when they like or Google Plus or tweet, it is sharing the URL of this page or post that the locked content is on. You can also set it to the main blog URL, so when they unlock, they're actually liking your main page. Instead of $3.com/Share2See demo, they would be unlocking, they would be sharing $3.com. And on this one, you can do a custom URL. When you click that, the custom URL box pops up. You can just type in any URL there. You can do yahoo.com. I mean, there would be no use to do that, but you could if you want. This is an example. And when they like it, it would be liking yahoo.com instead. So this is kind of cool because you can kind of siphon likes from unrelated content to other things. You don't want to get too spammy with that, but it does work, and you can do that. So, and then for the defaults here, like the default tweet or the default headline message and all that, you just go to the Share2See menu here. And when you do that, you've got basically you can check these. If you change this here, it does not change it for every post you've already set. It only changes it for new posts. Okay, so if you type in, Willy Wonka or something in here, every time you make a new post, the default tweet is going to be Willy Wonka. So if there's something that you usually want people to tweet when they're sharing your page, hey, check this really cool blog out, you can put that here, and that way you don't have to type it in each time. But you can change it on each post if you want. Same thing with the default headline message. These are just defaults to pre-populate for new posts, okay? And the unlock behavior here changes basically site-wide. If I unlock something on any post using Share2See, it unlocks everything on the whole site until they clear their cookies completely. But basically, that keeps your footprint from looking suspicious. And, if you've only got a few things on your site that are locked, per post is okay. If you've got, like, every post on your site locked, you want to go with a site-wide. That way you're not getting, so many forced shares. And it's a much better user experience. You still want to give your user a good experience, but you still want to also kind of work together and increase traffic. So you can do that. Now, the per post page, if you unlock, obviously, something on one page, when they go to another page or another post in your blog, if you have locked content there, it will still be locked, okay?